So today I'm here with John from RHD Specialties, and today we're looking at a 1997 Subaru Legacy GTB, but it's not just the mundane Legacy we got in the States. This one has a twin turbocharged boxer 4-cylinder under the hood, which is absolutely insane that we never got this in the States, because this is essentially a performance all-wheel drive wagon. It is absolutely rad. But with that, let's get into the video. Okay, so with that intro, we are looking at what is a very interesting vehicle, which was imported by you guys here into the States, right? So you guys currently have this car for sale. What exactly is this? How would you describe this?
Yeah, so this is a 1998 Subaru Legacy GTB edition. So yeah, it has factory Bilstein coilover suspension. Which is what that B is for. Yeah, at the end of GT, because normally they have GTs, but the GTB is the top trim level. But yeah, it's definitely a unique Subaru. We bring in a good amount of Subarus, but it's definitely nice to, especially with the, newer cars we could bring in as the 25-year rule progresses. This new body style is definitely very stylish. And then, yeah, with the twin turbo setup, it's definitely a unique car.
Yeah, so this being a 98 makes it the first year of the third generation. So that's this new sort of facelift, but they actually have this twin turbo powertrain that they sort of based it on that we never got here in the States. So in the States, the GT trim, which we did get for the Legacy, was actually just a naturally aspirated sort of somewhat asthmatic powertrain. While overseas, they kept the good stuff for themselves. So this is a great example of that. But there's some other cool stuff on the exterior, right? So if we sort of start with the front here, we sort of talked about the hood bulge, right? That's a pretty cool Subaru iconic feature that runs straight into the intercooler there for the engine. But then there's some other bits that we sort of Googled off camera, right? Yeah. We talked about this right here. This is the RFRB badge, which is supposed to be run fast, run beautiful, which was, from what we understand, were essentially aftermarket options that were actually offered through the dealers, right? So when this car was ordered from the dealer in Japan, it was equipped with extra stuff. So it's going to be some of these grille things and maybe even the headlight housings.
Yeah, it would be stuff like grills, front splitters. I believe they make wings as well. And yeah, just a little bit of little body accessories. Which
makes it even more cool, right? Because obviously those wouldn't have been options in the States either. So even if you did order the United States version of the Legacy GT, wouldn't have gotten those options, let alone the Bilstein option.
And some people in the US too, they try to have, Japanese inspired builds. And yeah, so a lot of people could try to find the RFRB parts and kind of copy that Japanese styling.
So as we move around the rest of the car here, what all do we have? Do you know if these wheels or some of the side skirts are specific to the Japanese Legacy GTs or even the twin turbo options?
Yeah, I believe for this, because yeah, it has both the front and rear lips on the bumpers and as well as the side skirts. That's going to be, the factory GT option. Still on the factory wheels. Very, very minimal styling, but yet, just takes a little bit to wake it up a little bit, maybe a set of wheels, some different suspension, but just the OEM styling is very aesthetically pleasing.
Yeah, I was also blown away on the drive over here just how quiet these cars are, right? You would think almost like twin turbo wagon. This is almost like performance-based wagon. You think of like Audi RS4 wagons come to mind, BMW M wagons, or even sort of the Nissan Stagea we talked about. But this is something that I've never actually heard of until I saw it here at your guys' shop. So I'm blown away by this. And I love, this is obviously a Japanese thing as well, right? This side marker here is going to be specific to the JDM cars. Obviously, it's going to be right-hand drive as well. Just incredibly cool. I like the moldings as well. I don't think I've ever spent this much time looking at a Legacy before.
The more you look, the more fun features you find.
Yeah, I mean, I'm genuinely blown away by this one in particular. It's just, it's crazy to me to think that the versions we had in the States while overseas was a twin turbo wagon. Crazy. Now, this spoiler, do you know anything about this by chance? It's hard to find information on these cars.
Yeah, I would say this is a factory option. It would be badged if it was, RFRB, but it's definitely a nice OEM styling to where, gives it that GT, touring style, little sporty feel.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. Legacy, and even some of the, these are registrations, correct?
Yes, I believe so. The temporary, or not temporary registration, but the the registration process. Yeah, it's fun. We usually leave, you know, some kind of inspection stickers or, you know, some stickers from the dealer and stuff, just so it still has that flavor. You know,
very authentic. You know that it did in fact come from overseas. So I think we should go ahead and take a look at perhaps the most exciting part of this car, right? Which is going to be that powertrain.
Definitely, definitely.
Okay. So obviously you saw this in the beginning of the video, but here it is more so in depth. 2-stage twin turbo boxer motor. So this is a 2-liter, I believe, right?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
So 2-liter motor, it's EJ based. I don't remember all the details on the blocks exactly. I'm not really a Subaru guy.
Same. Yeah, I'm with you on that.
I don't have all the details, but you can see the functional hood scoop here from the spoiler on the roof. And factory rating for this would have been 276 horsepower, which is the gentleman's agreement number. And the reason I point that out is obviously that's the fabled thing where all the manufacturers agreed to rate them the same as to not create a horsepower war. But the craziest part to me about that is because this is a Subaru wagon. Again, a family-only model essentially in the States. And the fact that this was rated the same as a Supra, a GTR for comparison is insane. Now, the actual output's probably a bit more than 276. I don't know exactly what it is. I saw some forums guessing maybe around 300 horsepower or so.
Yeah, maybe 3 to 310.
But absolutely incredible that this wagon, which we in the United States, you know, again, view it as a mundane family wagon, was a proper performance wagon over in Japan. And now, obviously, RHD, you guys imported it here, so now somebody could pick it up in the States without the hassle of the import process.
That's definitely what we try to do, is find unique models. You know, some of the cars that we got here, or even just, you know, the more sporty variants of those cars. Just because, like you said, they weren't sold here, so it's nice to have something that's different and more enjoyable to drive.
Yeah, which is incredible. And again, this wagon's fairly lightweight because it's not a big US wagon, so somewhere in the neighborhood of maybe 33 to 3,500 pounds.
Sounds about right, yeah.
But more importantly, just to look at the interior real fast, is even the fact that we have a 5-speed manual transmission, which again,
gotta keep the sporty features.
Insane. Subaru all-wheel drive. What a crazy car. I would assume 0 to 60 is probably somewhere in the neighborhood of around 6 to 6.5 seconds would be my guess, given sort of weight, horsepower in comparison with other cars. But absolutely incredible. I think next we need to talk about the interior, which I believe is a bit more premium on this car, right?
Yes,
because GT's the higher-ish trim.
GT, and then is kind of, you know, towards the higher end, but yeah, GTB is going to be the top model. Because yeah, this is, you know, full interior, you know, Momo steering wheel.
Incredibly cool.
Yeah, very nice, you know, wood accents on the trim bezels there, and it's just a very gorgeous car.
Yeah, one of my favorite things is this a leather interior, or is this, okay, so leather interior, but these are full bucket seats. Like, that is pretty serious side bolstering, even some leg bolstering in there. Which is definitely going to hold you in place as far as performance goes. Not really something you'd expect to see in a wagon normally, heavy bolstered bucket seats, but
for when you're ready for that spirited driving, it's ready for you.
Yeah, this is just, you know, an incredible car that I wanted to share because I've never seen them before until I visited their shop, which they of course have plenty of the cars for sale. So what is the best way to get in touch with you guys if somebody wanted to buy a car like this, or this exact car, which is for sale, but what's the best way?
Yeah, for something like this, we do keep, you know, these unique models in stock. The best way would be to reach out via our website, rhdspecialties.com. Our contact info's on there. But, you know, we're always welcome to phone calls at either our Washington location or our Arizona location. Or, you know, you could always reach out via social media too.
Great. Yeah, this car is incredibly unsuspecting. I just can't get over how quiet it is. It's a twin turbo powertrain. You can even see the hood bulge, and yet it's so quiet from the factory. Momo steering wheel. It's got sporting intentions, and yet it's just so quiet.
Very subtle.
I would love to see what sort of aftermarket options are available for this, just in terms of the exhaust, or even, I mean, powertrain options should be somewhat standard, I guess, considering some of the other Subaru stuff, but wild. All right, so with that, that's going to be the end of the video. Thank you, John, and the guys at RHT Specialties who sell these vehicles, as John mentioned, so you can reach out to them to buy this exact Subaru. But that is going to be the end of the video. If you enjoyed it and could hit that like button for me, I'd really appreciate it. And consider subscribing for more content like this in the future. With that, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. All right.